Alright. I think we're good. Alright. So, I've played Age of Empires 4 a couple of times. I don't think this is the... Well, I think this is the first time I'm doing it on stream. So, we did the Norman campaign. It was excellent. We did the... Ooh, actually my camera's really off. There we go. Right. We did the 100 Years' War in French. And now we're gonna do the Mongol Empire, because I totally didn't think to record any of this initially. So, let's get started.
From the vast reaches of the Mongolian steppe, an army of over 100,000 men swept aside all resistance, claiming territories that spanned continents.
I love this part where
their leader Genghis Khan
inject,
proclaimed his life's ambition was to unite the world under one empire. Having conquered the East, the Mongols turned their attention to the West, where they would come face to face with some of the greatest armies of medieval Europe. Would Genghis Khan's legendary warriors finally meet their match? By 1221, the Mongols had taken cities throughout Asia, generating vast amounts of tribute from those they conquered. The West, however, was still an untapped resource. Genghis Khan sent his trusted generals, Jebei and Subutai, to attack Europe. With an army of 20,000, Jebei and Subutai took the West by surprise, raiding cities and destroying armies. Within 2 years, they had the prosperous Rus territories in their sights. But in their way was a Rus army of over 40,000 men.
So 20,000 versus 40,000?
Outnumbered, Jebei and Subutai turned and started to head back east. The Rus sensed an easy victory and set off in pursuit of their retreating enemies. For 8 days, the fast-moving Mongols stayed just out of reach. Then, Jebei and Subutai set their trap. They lured the Rus across the Kalka
Throat
River
singing intensifies, yes.
and turned to fight. The Rus had fallen for one of the Mongols' most effective tactics, the feigned retreat. The stage was set for the Mongol army to test themselves against Europe's finest.
Awesome, Grumman. Oh, congrats. Hope everyone enjoyed it. Whereas I am preparing for the Battle of the Kalka River. Oh, did we get Subutai as a unit? Loading. Don't need the hat. Appreciate it though. Sorry, loading not the fastest thing with this game. All right, let's play.
The Mongols charged across the European plains, with the fatigued Rus army in close pursuit. The Rus had fallen for the Mongol tactic of the feigned retreat, and unknowingly followed them into peril. The Mongol general sprung his trap on the enemy scouts. With the Rus scouts cut down, General Subutai crossed the Kalka River.
Why? Dangerous.
Here, he would stage a full-scale ambush on the vast Rus army.
This is way more horses than they've given in the other 2 campaigns.
Subutai directed his warriors to split up and lie in wait for the enemy.
Alright. Alright, actually we'll have this group be group 1. You'll be group 2. And there. Subutai. And that core group will be at 3. Okay. Wonder if they're gonna have to spin around. Alright. We got 20 seconds. So. Let's go here. And then pivot them forward. And reorganize here. What is Subutai's abilities?
For Subutai's strategy to be effective,
Attack arrow?
he needed to spring his trap before the Rus recovered from their long pursuit.
Use some ruse to...
He sent his most fearsome Mangadai horse archers to draw the Rus quickly towards the ambush site. These highly skilled warriors could fire their bows rapidly while riding at speed.
Ooh, okay. We're gonna make this 4. I'm trying not to. Well, I'm not trying. I would say it's ill-advised. I don't know what I can do more to stop it. Except say no. Can we attack that leader? Oh, we can.
The Mongol provocation was effective, and the Rus hastily pursued. The Rus army had fallen for the feigned retreat and rode straight into the Mongol ambush. With the enemy surrounded, Subutai's battle-ready warriors descended from all sides.
Alright, Subutai. Alright. Increase attack speed. We're gonna duke it out there. Group 2 just tackling the archers. Oh, I mean that unit is probably gonna eat it, but that's okay. Just
The
that
Mongol
lone
ambush
archer.
was devastating, and Rus' numbers were reduced to a few desperate stragglers. Seeing the fate of their comrades, the last Rus encircled themselves in a makeshift fort of baggage carts.
Eliminate the Rus in their enclosure. Alright. Obviously, the archers are most untouched. Alright. Let's have the archers kind of poke their head in. The advantage to Mongolian archers in this game is that they can be retreating and still firing enemies. And I think this enclosure is captured. Mark the retreat. I mean... Alright, that mission wasn't too bad.
The Rus stockade fell. Despite a valiant last stand, the remnants of the Rus army were cut down.
I will say during the 100 Years' War,
Spurred on by the crushing victory
the
at
100
Kalka
Years'
River,
War part, Joan
the
of Arc
Mongols
super
advanced ever
overpowered.
further into the
She should be.
heartland of the Rus.
Oh, and then, so here's the cool thing with Age of Empires. Once you finish a mission, they will have a repeat video that you watched that led to the mission, and they will actually have, like, historical pieces of just, like, hey, this has nothing to do with, like, the, like, gameplay mechanics or the level that you were on, but just about the culture.
In the noise and confusion of battle, communications were vital. One solution was the use of message arrows.
That's right, yes!
Signal arrows could be used to send messages to your drone troops. Faster than a man, faster than a horse.
It was the quickest way to communicate in the heat of battle. Whistling arrows were blunt, and most importantly, they announced their arrival. But they weren't just used to pass written messages. When shot in a volley, whistling arrows could be loud enough to signal to a small group of warriors, telling them both where and when to attack. On hearing the sound, they would gallop in and strike where the arrows landed. However, a much louder sound was required to sound the retreat or to communicate to the whole army. That was the job of the war drums.
The Mongols also used gongs, and the combinations of drums and gongs gave the Mongols a wide array of signaling options.
We do not know the exact rhythms they used, but basic commands could be conveyed with different percussive patterns.
Where's Tyler? Definitely
They
full
enabled
of...
the
There's just
Mongols
crumbs
to
everywhere.
communicate with their own forces and strike fear into the enemy. They were the heartbeat of the Mongol army.
And then before we wrap up the stream, because like right now we're doing the Mongol campaign, I have to show you one or two videos that they did for the Norman campaign and the French campaign, because those were super cool. Do I want that? No.
River,
am I gonna stop them? Probably
thousands
not.
of Rus were killed by the Mongols. The hunters had become the hunted. But in the years leading up to this Mongol raid in the west, Genghis Khan had been focusing his attacks on the east and the Qin dynasty of northern China. Controlling wealthy lands and trade routes, Qin cities overflowed with riches. In 1210, the Qin's new ruler, seeing Genghis Khan as a threat, demanded that he swear loyalty to him.
Oh, he messed up there.
Genghis Khan refused. To the Qin, this defiance was a declaration of war. The Qin had a huge army, and their territory was protected by vast fortifications, known today as the Great Wall. The Mongols had never faced a more formidable enemy. Genghis Khan knew the only way to defeat the Qin would be to take their heavily defended capital city, Zhongdu, on the other side of the Great Wall. Genghis Khan would be committing his people to a long, hard war. Would the rewards be worth the cost? For answers, he looked to the gods.
I love the filming they did for
Climbing a sacred
this.
mountain, he prayed to the eternal sky. After 4 days, he received his answer. The Mongols would be victorious. With divine reassurance, the Mongol army set out across the steppe.
And I love that they
break
animate
through
like the
Great
people
Wall
to show you the scale
to
of everything.
destroy the Qin dynasty and further expand the Mongol Empire.
And they don't have, so the thing is, like, you can do matches against the AI with like a bunch of different civilizations. You have like the story campaign, which is basically right now it's 4. It's the Norman, the French, the Mongols, and then the Rus. Though you can play more in multiplayer, and I think they said in spring they're going to actually enable like custom map making. So I think I'm going to be really interesting to see kind of like the types of setups and things like that people are putting. 600 pound life. You love that show, Wallace and Gromit. All right.
The Qin fortress of Shangjaku blocked Genghis Khan's path to the Great Wall. Seeing the strength of the defenses at the front of the fortress, Genghis Khan dispatched his scouts to seek out an alternate approach. Mongol warfare relied heavily on the mobility of mounted scouts. They could travel at high speed, explore the terrain, and gather information on enemy weaknesses.
How much does Tyler weigh? 400 easy, I would say, in Werewolf.
The
4.
Khan's swift
Maybe
riders advanced up the
500
steep
or so?
mountain, discovering
I don't
a
know,
hidden
like, how
path
big.
above the Qin fortress.
Oh, wolves. wolves will randomly attack you in this game. I had some
The
villagers
Chinn had
like
deployed
nearly
patrols on the
die.
mountain above their fortress. But the Mongol scouts, although isolated from their army, had the advantage of speed.
Can I attack them? I don't think they'll tire out here, but... No. Yeah, it's hard to say, because blueberries aren't known to be particularly heavy, I guess. Okay. Gotta get away from them. Scouts aren't going to be able to beat the spearmen, but we don't need to get caught by the Chinese army. Alright, we're passing the gate. Okay.
The Mongol riders discovered an embankment leading to the back of the fortress. Here they found far fewer Qin defenses than at the front.
Oh.
Learning of the weak defenses at the back of the fortress, Genghis Khan saw his opportunity to attack. The Mongols
One
began their
massive
ride to
control
battle.
group.
If the Mongols took the fortress, they could freely advance on the Great Wall.
Okay. Fire signaler increases the armor of nearby units, including the Khan, by 3 and boosts their speed for 15 seconds. Okay. What are you talking about? Let's see. Destroy the keep. Optional, collect 2,000 resources by burning buildings. I will unintentionally get that, because my units seem to just kind of like go on their own. Those wolves went messed with the wrong Mongol horde. Yeah, let's not get back attacked by just random spearmen. There's the other one. Okay, scouts. Yeah, we're gonna go straight for the keep because I think they position most of their forces like right behind that wall. And that would be terrifying. Chilling? They have a lot of archers. Alright. That group can handle what I need you to actually focus on. Not focus on buildings. Alright.
The Mongols burned the enemy building, claiming valuable spoils from the ruins.
We're gonna just have them slowly destroy buildings up here first. Chibi. hungry with you. Alright, we got 600 out of 2,000. Got 250 minutes. Okay. Alright, we gotta hit this keep immediately, because it's just gonna shoot arrows at us. We'll use Genghis Khan's ability. Let's drop this thing. Man, that fried chicken you have everywhere. When you're hungry, I guess, right? Tossing on it. Are the Mongol Wololo units also on horseback? That is a good question, and I don't know.
Behind as they advanced on the Great Wall.
Mongol supply carrier has arrived.
With the Chin fortress posing no further threat, Genghis Khan called on his people to bring in their mobile camp. Next, the Mongols needed a base close to the Great Wall. They targeted the Chin village of Yangcheng.
Also, that would be terrifying. I just realized, just having monks on horseback in this game. Alright. Pack Mongol units can be moved to strategic pack to start productions. Cool. So, unpack here. You are huge. You can unpack here. All right. Let's see. I haven't played the Mongols yet, so let's see. Pasture. Let's get all the spearmen. Let's get the archers out of the way. Advance to feudal age. Deer stones. Yeah, let's do deer stones because I don't have a market to trade with. We'll do it right over the the ruins of the who we just conquered. Let's see. Ooh, yes. Let's harvest some stones. Gur we already have. But we could probably deal with more, right? Let's see. We need a stable for horseback. You three go help them. Three get wood. They don't really have like a farming resource, but okay. So after that we have blacksmith, market, town center, archery range. Okay. So what we need to do. And then the rest of these can actually, like, you have to kind of like slaughter sheep, get food. Okay. What's the new age begins? That's right. Okay. So now that we can do that, let's build an archery range to our barracks. You guys help with animal reduction. Actually, no. You help build a blacksmith. Slowly gathering stone. I don't know if there's a faster way to do that. Let's upgrade our... Wait, how many? I just grouped them all. Alright, we just need regular spearmen. Grab some extra archers. Good measure. Blacksmith. Better armor. I don't... What do we have that we can build siege units for? Well, I guess we can build battering rams, but... Early lancers. Oh, it produces 2 lancers. Must be under the influence of an Uva. Is it not? It is, right? This is the influence range?
Hearing of the Mongol advance, nearby Chin villages began sending attacks, hoping to weaken Genghis Khan's army.
Oh, optional stop Chin reigns by destroying outlining villages. I think we can do that while we're waiting. And I'm just gonna slowly produce. Dang it! I want to put your waypoint there. I don't know what else to build other than things that I've been upgrading. Alright. Oh, you know what? Yeah. Spearman rocket cavalry, so it's just like might as well like have the spearman fight against the spearman and come up with cavalry. This Jin village is pretty far out. That one's pretty far out as well. Oh, there's 2 out of 6.
By destroying the Qin village, the Mongols had stopped the attacks from its garrison.
We'll just let them kind of do their own thing. Food's coming along nicely. I don't need wood that badly. I have 2,000 wood, 300 food. Also, you'll notice that the game, if you have mounted units and foot units, is that they still kind of try to group them together. It's not perfect, like faster units will get ahead, but it does kind of give you, it's not as big of a pain to move them as some like other RTS games. And this southern village is stupid. Okay. Keep throwing just horse units at everything. Or more archers. 2 more of those. Still got a ton of horse units in the queue. And good thing I just kind of left those back here. Alright. Let's have them march back. Once we destroy the optional villages, we'll go build up for the main village. Oh, and if they're in the same group. 1 second. Well, not necessarily in the same group, but I think if they're all selected... Yeah. If they're all grouped together, and you didn't move them separately, they will just move all at the same speed. So it gets rid of that thing that I'm super guilty of in older RTS games, where I'll just group them all, and then my fast units will go out by themselves, get completely destroyed, and then the rest of my slow-moving force gets there and conquers it. Alright. I don't think this is the right way. But we'll find out when they reach like a point they can't go towards anymore. Oh, my scouts. Right. It's called strategy swing. Oh, alright. I don't know how our army just missed it. Oh, there's a market here. You get more gold. Actually, here. You send here. Ooh. Gun does tremendous amount of damage. All right. What was it? Hey, I actually need a market now. They're just all packed in this tiny pass. Okay, now that they're attacking. Oh, so this is what lets build it too. Okay, so you just need to pack it around stone. Oh, shoot. Well, actually, we pack you up, and then can you go here? Alright, they're doing okay. Oh, it just costs stone to produce 2? Oh no. I didn't think I had it. Wait, that's 7 out of 9. Where's the 9th building? I don't need 2 traders, but I mean, oh shoot, okay, this should have done some of this. Wheelbarrow, forestry. Oh, that's so much more guys. All right, move the market there. Not enough stone. Okay, that's fair. Alright. Let's all gather here. Oh, I have a market, right? So, can I... Oh, I can't buy stuff. I guess that makes sense. That's such a valuable resource for them. But you can go here. And you can build it over that. Ooh.
I get the building.
You can go help build. The scouts are back together again. Oh, that makes such a huge difference. Alright, I think after this we'll be able to kind of make some, hopefully we'll make a dent into, Yanqing. Oh. Why am I building the inferior version? Alright, I am reaching population capacity pretty quick, though. Wait a minute. Oh, I don't have enough. Oh, alright, can they not do anything to help gather stone? That's alright. 181 population. I think we should be good. And we're not even going to finesse this. We're just going to group all of them as one and just send, like, click attack. And if everything goes wrong, then we'll rebuild. But that is a very unique mechanic. Okay. I will say the Normans, the English, and the French are much more traditional in the world of like what you would expect for like Age of Empires. The English are a little better at defense with the longbows. The French have really good knights. And other, like, they have more unique moves. Alright. For the lady. French knights are awesome. But I mean, okay. What are these lazy bums doing here? I guess I need you with your men so you can give them the weapon. I either lost no one or I replaced just enough that I lost. Oh, more stone building. If that isn't the end of the mission, I'm going to move them down to that stone.
Yanchong fell to the Mongols, and nothing now stood between Genghis Khan and the Great Wall.
Okay, that is the end of the mission. Oh no, never mind.
It was time to face the Qin head-on at the Great Mountain Pass at Juyong.
Construct ram or sieges. Okay. Alright. One. Didn't mean to send all of them, but whatever. And the advantage of the Mongolian Empire is you can just pick up and move your base. Alright, before we do that, let's send them the 4 here. And you two, I need you to come here. Alright. I don't know why they just won't line up. Okay. Alright, new units are rolling in. These guys are super slow. What is up with these two? Here. You go here. We'll send the battering rams in first. These in. Spearmen, archers, and then horsemen. I keep hitting stop with S instead of A to attack. Oh man, so this is a pain to move this many units. Okay, yeah. You guys build there. I need you to unpack there. You can unpack there. Holy cow. Okay, maybe I don't. Staple. Alright. That's unpacking. Oh, this is a blacksmith. Okay. I don't even know how we're supposed to reach there. Okay. You guys just take this road very slowly. Oh, the battering rams are just from one hut. Good job, guys. And I think it won't let me build more because I'm at the population cap. Oh. Hey, find out. Oh, it does just push your siege engines forward. Nice. Huh? This is a tiny pass to try to fit an entire army up. Come on, guys. You can break down the Great Wall. Forgetting I can just rotate the camera. Guys, get out of the way for the battering rams. Get out of the way for the battering rams. There we go. Alright, battering rams are just... Alright, those guys are getting a little ambitious, but you know what? More power to them. Oh, too ambitious, too ambitious.
Warriors of the grassland stormed the Great Wall. The formidable barricade, thought insurmountable, finally bent to the will of Genghis Khan.
Fresh chicken in the... No, that's grease everywhere. I lost a good amount of units there, right?
The great keep at Juyong Pass burned to the ground, giving the Mongols a secure route into the heart of Qin territory. As pillars of smoke billowed from the mountain pass, Genghis Khan charged forward into new lands and on to his ultimate goal, the wealthy Qin capital of Zhongdu.
I wonder what the next mission is going to be. Is it actually attacking the capital? Okay. So the Great Wall is the video we watched before the mission. So let's check out these two. Oh no, this is not a video. There's Dave's favorite, Temujin. Man.
The Mongol Empire was one of the largest the world had ever known. This couldn't have been achieved without the hardiness and endurance of the Mongol horse.
It's cool that they're doing a thing on the horses.
The Mongol horse was the Empire's main mode of transport. From the extreme heat of the Gobi Desert to the harsh sub-zero temperatures of Eastern Europe, it had to be adaptable to any type of condition. Professor Del Jaborgin is an
Coward.
expert on this breed.
The Mongolian steppe is very cold in winter and very hot in summer. So Mongolian horse has very thick coat and long hair and very hard hoofs.
Left untrimmed and unshod, their hooves are perfect for crossing all types of terrain. And by feeding themselves on what was naturally available from the land, the army was freed from carrying additional fodder on campaign.
In winter, it can pour off the snow and eat the grass underneath.
But it wasn't just their versatility that made them invaluable. It was also their ability to travel great distances quickly, made possible by a unique fifth gate. The fifth gate is an energy-efficient pace that enables the Mongol horse to travel at a steady speed for long periods of time. And the running style is almost bounce-free, meaning a warrior could endure longer rides and even sleep whilst on the move. Today's Mongolian crossbreeds still have this ability. But like any horse, carrying a person at speed couldn't be kept up indefinitely. This meant that before the horse became tired, the rider could switch to a fresh one.
When they train the horse, they just change it on the move from one saddle to another saddle.
By repeatedly switching horses, a mounted warrior could travel vast distances much faster than conventional armies. With their speed, adaptability, and endurance, the Mongol horse was the engine that drove the Mongol army to victory.
Sweet. All right.
Genghis Khan had successfully breached the Great Wall of China. He led his forces to the greatest prize in the East, the capital city of Zhongdu. He besieged the city, knowing that its inhabitants could not hold out forever.
Battle of Zhongdu, 1215. Wow, there's so much left in the timeline on this one. I don't know if there's going to be like a huge gap or if the Mongol campaign is just really long. Tyler shatters a plate. Listen, it was an accident. Can't be mad. Hết ngày đầu tiênเลย. 60-year time campaign stream. Oh no. Yeah. That would be an intense the Age of Empire VR.
Bearing down on the gleaming capital of Zhongdu, Genghis Khan raised the Black Banner of War on his historic enemy, the Qin dynasty. To take the heavily garrisoned capital, the Mongols would have to starve its army by eliminating Chengdu's suppliers. But first, the Khan directed his warriors to raid Qin buildings and villages surrounding Chengdu.
Accumulate wealth to gather followers.
Word of the army's wealth would spread, compelling Mongol soldiers from the north to join the fight, seeking spoils of their own.
Come with us. This is just leading us straight into the Chengdu. Yeah. Alright, let's have them explore a little bit. Hopefully we can find more buildings for us to pillage. Ooh, stone. Perfect. Okay. Oh. More buildings. This will be enough for us to close it. Hey, alright. Soldiers and
Hearing
villagers.
of the Khan's successful raids, Mongol settlers and soldiers arrived to join his army. With his numbers steadily growing, the Khan turned his attention to the capital. He sought to starve Chengdu's army by cutting off its suppliers.
Could build a base here or here. Pasture, town center. You will be placed pretty much right next to the woods to make that easier. Town center, go there, and then pasture, go there. Probably need more wood. Wait a minute. Scouting Falcon? What? Alright. We'll leave some cavalry to protect the base. Oops, no. Two villagers. Yeah. Let's go get those military supplies. trying to supply a city. Show you.
Genghis Khan's army struck down the trader that was headed to resupply Chengdu. For every trader killed, Chengdu lost several days' worth of supplies. The Mongols were systematically choking the city and starving its garrison.
Oh. Alright. Now that we have that, you go help chop down more
A Chin
wood.
trader made it safely into the city and reported on the Mongols' numbers and movements. Chengdu would now allocate any military supplies it received to rallying counterattacks on the steppe invaders.
Oh, dang.
The Mongols left the Shunyi market in ruins, ensuring the village could no longer send supplies to Chengdu. In destroying the supplying markets, the Mongols denied Chengdu critical supplies, leaving its garrison weakened.
You know what? They're still in here, right? So we'll send him there. I guess, yeah. I guess I should be setting Dark Age landmarks. Alright, what's the new unit? What's the new building we're sending? Stable. Perfect. So the stable can go right here.
The market at Tongzhou was set aflame, and with it many vital supplies intended for the city. As the Mongols continued to sabotage the city's supplies, Chengdu's garrison grew weaker by the day.
Okay. Let's travel there. I think I have a pretty good defense system here. Berries. They're just not stone? I guess I have scouts for this job.
Хүлэгтэн
Not necessarily looking for gold. I need stone.
Агинч
Where is this village? Hey, more soldiers. Sweet. Barracks.
Тамигаа отох бэ? Бэлдээ. Байсуу.
Alright. These forces, you guys can attack this market.
Without hesitation, the Khan's warriors put their torches to the market at Da Sing, snuffing out weeks of Chengdu's supplies.
Аюун болсуугаа.
I don't know what to do with all these villagers. Alright, barracks. Sure.
Би энд байна. Би зүтгэхэд байсуу.
Despite the Mongols' efforts to stop them, enough Qin traders had entered Chengdu to fully resupply its military. Choosing their moment, the Qin launched a counterattack.
Oh, alright. I don't know where their counterattack is coming from.
The Mongols put down the Qin counterattack, but another would soon come if Qin traders continued to resupply Chengdu's military.
Alright. What is this? Archery range. Already built one. I have way too many guys. You know what? Like, let's just go chop down some trees.
In raising the market at Fangshen, the Mongols had severed a critical supply line to the capital.
Okay.
With Chengdu devastated by starvation, the walls of the great Qin capital were devoid of soldiers, and only a diminished garrison remained. Desperate and isolated, Chengdu could no longer resist. The time had come for Genghis Khan to launch his assault on the city.
Oh, those are citizens. You guys just go into the village. Hang out. Wait a minute. So once all my troops are there, then we'll start grouping them up.
모스코 말소가 이낙시의 공.
남도가 зэрэгцэн хаадад хайргүй ушаалыг үр дуугүй биелүүлмөө. Одгоч ном тунгуудаа хөдлөр бүр амуудах уу. Ой торхгүй бэлэг торхгүй да босох уу. Тарваач бэлэг тарваач хөдөл морд тургал хүлэгтэн.
I only have 3 regular horsemen left. Oof.
Өвчөөдашаа. Хаатай байр одгоч ном тунгууд жив одгоч ном тунгууд элтэй надад.
Oh, it's depleted. All right.
모스코타 이나로 배놈.
I don't know what's up with that pathing. Okay. Alright, let's see.
Надуур ажил өгнө. За, би барьсуу. Чи юу хүсвэ? За, би үүнийг барьсуу. Цуст тулаана бэлэн. Надуур ажил өгнө. Цуст тулаана бэлэн. Та юун тушаахыг
Let's not just have just a giant line of like guys trying to help. Alright, regular horsemen. Spearman, you're gonna be in one of those battering rams. Oh no. I have 23 on gathering food. Way too many.
Цусгаар бэлэн ба цугаар сонирдохгүй. Алборыг хөдөлж байна. Хороо билээ. Төлөг хийнэ. Баадад тулаана бит олговч ном тунгууд. Албахгүй. Олговч ном тунгууд.
Alright, we're gonna siege. Start the siege.
За, даруй. Жардигээр болсон. Хороо амтг дуугаа. Жардигаар болсон.
I mean, if they want to attack the defense towers first, cool. Just need to break down the gate. I probably should have built more siege weapons, but that's okay. Can they do anything to this? Oh, they can. Probably not a lot.
Genghis Khan unleashed the wrath of his Mongol warriors on the heart of the beleaguered city.
No, no. Stop attacking the tower. All right, you know what? You guys, you go attack that. Oh, that was some guts.
The Great Chanh Monument was put to flame. Mongol victory was within reach.
Alright, Imperial Palace. Man, that key is so tanky.
The city was ready to fall in the wake of the destruction wrought by the Mongols.
There we go.
Zhongdu fell to the wrath of Genghis Khan's warriors, yielding great riches for the Mongol Empire. The sacking of Zhongdu would be remembered as one of Genghis Khan's most devastating victories. But this was just the beginning of his quest to create a global empire under Mongol rule.
Alright, Spirit Banner to a Mongol warrior. Horse was a supreme animal. Worshippers of the eternal blue sky. They could harness the power of nature by raising a personal banner of horsehair to capture the force of the wind. Black hairs were used for times of war and white for peace. Over a warrior's lifetime, his banner would be infused with his spirit and become the guardian of his soul in death. The warrior would be remembered by his descendants and kept close to his family through the reverence of his spirit banner. Oh, that's cool. Alright. Now we're going to learn about the bow.
The Mongols were famed for their archers, and at the heart of their success was the clever engineering of the Mongol bow. The Mongol bow was part of a family of bows. Different cultures made these in varying shapes, but they were all made of the same materials. They were all composite bows, assembled from several parts. Lucas Novotny is a world-class horse archer and a master composite bow maker.
Here we have a wooden core. That's what we begin with. The core is basically the invisible part of the bow. All we see in a bow is always the flesh. However, we never see the skeleton. Just like in a human, we know it's there.
The wooden parts are fitted together with precision joints, giving the bow its distinctive shape.
Okay. Now, we have the tips. They go in like so.
These tips of the bow are non-bending. They act as levers that allow you to draw a much stronger bow than you normally would be able to. It's a genius bit of engineering.
The next stage in assembling the composite materials is to laminate the wooden core with strips of horn. A tool called a tendiek ensures that even pressure is applied to the glued surfaces.
That's a lot of pressure. I have to work to really kind of keep this in place.
Horn resists compression and stores energy. It is the muscles of the bow. The bowmaker then applies the sinew. This is dried animal tendons that have been pounded and shredded
real
to
deep on
produce
this one.
fine
That's awesome.
fibers of considerable tensile strength. Bundles of combed sinew are moistened with water, then soaked in glue made from the swim bladders of fish. The sinew is applied carefully, layer by layer. One medieval text states that all of the skill lies in the laying of the sinew.
You have to really be quick with your hands. You have to make sure the fibers are straight.
Keeping the sinew straight is essential. If the limbs are not perfectly true, the bow risks twisting in action.
A finished Mongol bow is usually covered with leather or birch bark to protect it from the elements. But the horn is
These
bone.
videos are super good. Yeah, they are.
That is where the power is.
In the hands of highly skilled mobile horse archers, the Mongol bow became one of the most legendary weapons in history.
All right. So let's quickly quit, so I can show you some of the Norman and the French ones. Let's see. Building a castle was really good. One second. We gotta do the trebuchet.
A counterweight trebuchet was the king of all siege engines. A catapult capable of smashing down castle walls from great distances. At Warwick Castle in England, they've built a replica, one of the largest in the world. Originating in 7th century China, by the 13th century, trebuchets had evolved into devastatingly powerful weapons.
Such a simple design, but so effective.
It has several key features. A pivoted arm with a weight at one end, and a sling to hold the projectile at the other. To prime, the 6-ton weight is raised using tread wheels.
So this is one of the wheels, one of two that's attached to an axle.
I love her helmet, like
which
it's
would
just little
lift the
cloth
counterweight,
around it.
weighing 6 tons. It's based on muscle power alone. What's essential about launching a projectile as far as possible is making sure that this end of the arm is moving as fast as possible. So once that weight drops, it really sends this point of the arm moving at its highest velocity.
This was done by positioning the pivot close to the counterweight and by launching the projectile from a sling. When released, the sling whips round, vastly increasing the launch speed. Trebuchets were carefully aimed, like modern guns.
In order to weaken the castle walls or even breach them, you had to make sure that the projectiles hit the same spot every single time.
For each projectile to follow the same trajectory, they all had to be the same weight and shape. To achieve this, masons used a gauge.
Now I'm going to load this projectile into the sling. Oh, this one must weigh about 25 kilograms, but some projectiles can get up to 150 kilograms. That's the weight of 2 men.
I can't even imagine a trebuchet
Trebuchets
hitting
were also
something
used
with like
to throw
150
burning tar,
kilogram weight.
beehives,
Like that's
even dead
evaporating.
bodies. Anything to cause maximum distress to the enemy.
Did you hear that whoosh?
It was the counterweight trebuchet's lethal combination of power and accuracy that made it the ultimate medieval siege weapon.
Let's see. Oh, actually, not naming names, but I think there's someone in chat that will
People
enjoy
often
medieval
imagine
paints.
that castle walls were just left as bare stone, but in fact they weren't. They were plastered, painted, and decorated.
And then after this,
The
we'll do one
process
more
of
mission,
making
and then we'll come
medieval
back to
paint
the French, and then
begins
we'll do a French video, and then
in a
we'll
quarry.
wrap up.
This is a
history.
sandstone with a really high iron content. In it, we find pockets of ochre. This is iron oxide, like rust, and the ochre is one of the main ingredients in pigment making.
First, the ochre is crushed into a fine powder.
The finer the particles in paint, the better the paint will be.
Once ground up, water is added. Then the mixture is sieved.
This is the exact opposite of making pasta at home. At home, when you sieve your pasta, you then keep it for your meal. Here, what's going to end up in the sieve will be discarding.
What's needed are the tiny particles suspended in the water.
Rocks. All right,
Once
Kate.
it's
Actually, you know
dry,
what we'll
it's gonna
do?
look something like this. You can
we'll
see
do
that all
more.
the water has evaporated.
No, you love
and then
rocks.
Just this very fine crust, which will then be ground into the fine pigment which is used to make paint.
But ochre's colour palette doesn't end there. If it's heated, something magical happens. Yellow ochre turns red. And heating it for even longer creates a whole spectrum of colours.
It's been burnt for over 72 hours at 1,000 degrees Celsius, and that gives us this incredible purple colour.
Also, a fan of natural pigments of paint.
To turn the pigment into paint, it's bound together with egg and tree sap.
A popular motif in the Middle Ages was the use of stones and roses. That's where you paint on blocks of stone to make it look like you could afford to pay stonemasons to produce dress blocks of stone and then decorate them with 5-petaled flowers.
So, medieval castles were far from the gloomy places
Being
we
going to
imagine
grind up a
today.
castle to make
They
paint.
were full of colour and light.
I'm gonna. Okay, you know what? We're gonna go to the castle video in a little bit. But yeah, the thing is with like this game, it's like they didn't need to send out to do these documentary pieces. Like they could have just done where the battles took place, like Norman Conquest. This opening was like, this game is going to be great. But then they went that extra step for a real-time strategy game. So it's just like, all right, cool.
Some events
I love
leave
this.
a deep mark on history, but none on the land. This is the site of the Battle of Hastings. After almost 1,000 years, no traces of the bloody conflict can be seen. But here, the fate of England turned. It's where a king was killed, and his victor claimed the throne. October 14th, 1066. We know what happened here on this day, thanks to this. The Bayeux Tapestry. A carefully preserved, illustrated record of events. It shows the main players. Harold, the newly crowned Anglo-Saxon King of England, and his challenger, William, Duke of Normandy. William claimed the previous king had promised him the crown. So, he assembled an army and prepared to sail to England to fight King Harold for the throne. But a storm thwarted his plans. Meanwhile, Harold discovered that a Viking invasion had landed in the north. Another threat to his crown. So he raced to fight them. In France, William waited for the right conditions to sail across the Channel to England. The weather cleared.
I love this shot. I love this shot so much.
He seized his chance. "250 miles north, Harold had defeated the Vikings. Now, hearing of William's arrival, his army sped south. At 9 o'clock in the morning, on this hill, William's Norman army were ready to do battle with Harold's Anglo-Saxon men. The stage was set, and up for grabs, England itself.
Look at the rocks. Okay, yeah, building a castle.
At Guédelon in
There's
France, to understand
stone
how
in
castles were
everywhere.
constructed, they're building one from scratch, using just the tools and materials of the medieval age. It's a 25-year project, the world's biggest archaeological experiment.
I can't imagine any experiment being like, all right,
The most
we'll see you guys
important
in
defensive
25
feature
years.
of any castle was the wall surrounding it.
Castle walls had to be incredibly thick in order to resist attack and absorb the impact of projectiles fired from trebuchets.
The curtain wall was over 20 feet deep, interspersed with towers. In earlier Norman castles, they were square. But while on crusade, European knights saw that eastern towers were round.
Yes, no, definitely the
They
Cliffs of
realized
Dover.
that eliminating corners not only made them stronger, but also provided a better view of the surrounding landscape. Completing the walls will take some 30,000 tons of sandstone.
Transport costs in the Middle Ages were incredibly expensive. So having
Maybe
a
they have
good
chalk
supply
cliffs
of
all over the
local
UK.
stone close to the castle was vital.
I
To extract it from the quarry,
I
first
trust
a row of
your
holes is
expertise on that.
hand-drilled.
Once all the holes are ready, I'm ready to put in the iron wedges, and I'm ready to split it open by hitting very hard on each wedge with a big sledgehammer.
The stone is split into usable blocks, then transported using horsepower and human effort. This treadwheel crane can lift up to half a ton.
The walls are built like sandwiches. On the outside, you have facing walls built from better quality stones. And the inside, the rubble cores, they're built with softer stones and other offcuts from the quarry. And they're built up in layers with a very thick, coarse mortar.
This ingenious method makes the walls better able to withstand hits from a trebuchet. Sandstone is too hard to be carved into intricate windows, vaults, and steps. Instead, softer, more expensive limestone is used. These sophisticated building techniques make castles the ultimate feats of medieval engineering. It's a testament to their construction that so many still stand today.
What are these castle builders? How does one get a job working there? I don't know. I would say see if you can find someone who they reached out to. Okay. So there is a 25-year jump from the Mongol thing, the Mongol campaign. So I started the Rus ones. I thought that was the third one. I wasn't paying attention when I did it. But Swords and Sabers, City's Estate is actually a really good one. Forts in the Kremlin, and then they actually talk about horse archers. So we'll do one more Mongol mission. Watch 2 more videos, and we'll call it for the stream. I keep stalling, but I really like this
the
game.
city of Chengdu, known today as Beijing, fell to the Mongols. They looted the city, sending caravans loaded with luxuries back home. This victory over the Qin dynasty was to be one of Genghis Khan's greatest triumphs. After his death in 1227, his descendants continued the
I'm not seeing
conquest,
any listings on different castles
and his grandson,
yet.
Batu Khan, had his eyes on the west.
All right, Batu Khan.
Mongol raids of the 1220s had shown that the Rus lands held riches worth exploiting.
If you find any,
The
I'm in the
battles
market.
had devastated the Rus elite, and their defenses were weak. So Batu Khan organized an enormous invasion force, determined to turn the Rus lands into vassals of the Mongol Empire.
No, like, Age of Empires is good. I will say the presentation of Age of
The
Empires 4
Mongols
is
captured
like
territory
next level.
after territory.
Absolutely love it.
By 1240, they had their sights on the great city of Kiev. Kiev was a jewel among the Rus principalities, a center of scholarship, power, and wealth. Batu Khan's cousin Monka was put in command of the advance force, ready to attack.
You got it. I'll set it up.
Chroniclers tell of Monka's admiration for the beauty of Kiev, so he was reluctant to destroy it. Monka sent his envoys to the city to demand its surrender. But Kiev's commander-in-charge refused and killed the Mongol envoys. Monka would not stand for such disrespect. His army rode to the city walls and prepared to attack. They would show Kiev no mercy.
Always looking out. Angered by Kiev's defiance, Khan knew he would make an example of a proud city. Europe would hear of Kiev's mistake, paid for in blood and ash. Ooh. One day when I'm not trash at the game, I'm gonna show you guys like a multiplayer game that I play, and it will be a disaster, but it'll be really fun.
Monkey Khan's drive into the west brought the Mongol army to the splendid city of Kiev, the gateway to Europe. The Kievan commander had refused to surrender, leaving Monkey only one choice: to take the city by force.
We're just gonna soften them up because we saw trebuchets. I guess they attack. Oh, Someone better than him.
The Mongol army broke through the gates of Kiev and marched on the city. Monka Khan called on his people to bring in their mobile camp, while his forces secured a location for it. The immediate area beyond Kiev's main gate was lightly populated, but rich in resources. Beyond lay 3 fortified districts: the outer city, the inner city, and a wealthy trade district. The Khan was determined to punish the defiance of Kiev, and would not relent until the entire city fell to ash.
Okay, so stable there, town center there, barracks there.
The Mongols unpacked their camp, ready to continue their assault on Kiev.
Oh, Deerstone, nice. Does Deerstone get anything? I don't know. No. Let's stop that. You unpack. Okay. What are you shooting at? Oh, the traders? That's fine. Just casually ran that base there. Okay. What's this? Rallies nearby building, produce units, and research fat. Oh, sweet. Okay. All right. Wow. That really just speed came. They came out. All right. Let's head south. Trebuchets, where are you? Wait, where is my other trebuchet? Oh, it's still out here. Alright, we'll go south and then we'll focus on stopping them north. Let's see. Kurol Tai, when it comes nearby, heals all damage. Oh, alright. Actus Edgar. You know what? Let's focus on healing units.
The Mongols took out a Kievan supply convoy. and claimed the resources for themselves.
If we can find more stone later. Oh, that's a huge stone. That's a huge, huge stone. Okay.
도샤도 나의 부모 말고 영영 자택소 바로 봐.
I really should just be shooting out units. 1 second. Where's the con? There we go. You need to go use more units. I think you need to make another pasture. Okay. Perfect. Let's see, they're getting gold. Actually, you know what? We don't necessarily need gold, but we definitely need more stone. So you go build that. Oops. Oh, they got a war machine. That thing needs to drop. Okay, they got it. They got it. New age begins. We can do a prayer tent. Absolutely. That's it. We can do 2 monks instead of 1. Yes, absolutely. Arsenal, so we can build siege units. Siege workshop. Yes. All right. they're going to mop up. Does this do anything? Nope. Good there. You guys confirm she's there. Wait a minute. Is this... Oh. Yeah, it's fine. Wait, can you only have one at a time? Second. Oh. Seems that way. Oh, yep. You only have one.
The unstoppable Mongol army leveled the trade district of Kiev, putting an end to any supplies they could send to the main city.
Alright. Sending all of them there to go heal up.
Бүслэлтийн хороо эрчүү зааврыг дагагдахгүй. Тушаалыг дагсуу. Зүйтэй хэнд би тийш явмуу. Би түүнийг удалгүй бариад дуус.
Ажиллах цаг боллоо.
We'll wait for this place to completely clear out first. You can do all the upgrades.
Бидэнд тушаамуу. Хороо тушаа зааврыг дагагдахгүй. Хороо ч юм уу та ямар тушаал буудахгүй.
Actually, can you
тушаа хороо ч юм уу.
Pair that? Increase the movement and speed. Archers gain more attack speed. Yes. And we're gonna find out if the healers are on horseback. I don't think they are. That would probably be a little too good, but we'll find out. Nah, they're not.
Юу хийж би тийш явмаа. Миний чадах үед
Fully filled up.
Сэргүүтэй. Сэргнуга бай тун сэргүүтэй. Сарваачд битцгээ. Арваач төч. Арваачта тушаад ордог цаг боллоо. Та
Alright, Monk, heal him up.
Би биелүүлсүү. Ажиллах цаг боллоо.
Boo. Is there a way to upgrade the Ovu so it chews through stone a lot faster? That's alright.
Би юу хийх миний чад бил. Тушаалыг үгдөөгүй. Анхаарахгүй. Их ажил миний зам сар.
I think we have more than enough, honestly, at this point.
Эрчүүдээ. Анхаарахгүй. Та юу хэмээн тушаах бочаа? Тэгсүү. Ама хат анхаарахгүй. Тушаал сонс. Араа дугаар дарсоо.
Mm. Give you guys some backup. We'll refill. We'll build up our guys afterwards. Let's see. I need things to destroy the fortifications faster. Maybe I can turn to gunpowder. Oh, it's depleted. Okay. Siege workshop. Arsenal. I thought there was a thing. Are we not in Imperial Age? It's not? Okay. Arsenal. Oh. Now they can siege the city in relative peace, I guess. Must be set up to fire. I don't know what that battery ram is up to. Oh, one of my healer units didn't make it out of the fight. Okay, shift. One, they've been added. Alright, at this point, I feel I have more than enough units. Let's see, still not enough stone though. I don't think there's going to be much of Kiev left for the outer city. head back. No. Bad healer. I don't know why all my healers decided they wanted to hang out in the front lines, but whatever. They can do them. What's the range on these things? Springald is almost dead, but it's a good run.
The Horde devastated the outer city.
I don't know if they have to get within crossbow range. All right, time to go in. Oh, no, not healers. Stop running to the front line. Alright, maybe the macros, or the pathing isn't super amazing at times. Just roll up in the center, that way you can just pivot. Now they do not want to never try to bait them. Those girls are healers again. You know, I'm just gonna let my siege engine wreak havoc here for a little bit. Oh, what are these guys doing? Alright. Alright. Destroy the forest. Got a ton of sheep still. It's only 1,000 stone. Man. There we go. So, please attack. Khan's just whittling a building with an arrow. Can't imagine there's much left of this mission. There's nothing left of Kiev.
As the last buildings collapsed, the Mongol victory was complete. Kiev had fallen. Monka Khan and his Mongol warriors ran freely through the ravaged city, cutting down any survivors and plundering its riches. With Kiev under Mongol control, the gateway to Europe was open, and the Empire could continue its conquest into the west.
Victory. The Yam? Heck yeah, we're watching that.
The vast Mongol Empire was created by warfare, but it was governed by bureaucracy. Good communications across the empire were vital, and that was the job of the Yam Riders. The Yam was an incredibly well-organized postal system, introduced by Genghis Khan over 800 years ago. It consisted of a network of relay stations, linked by high-speed riders.
These riders were so fast, they were known as the arrow messengers. You know, they rode at such a bruising pace that they would have to use these cloths to support their abdomen, their spine, and their internal organs.
Yam messengers wore a sash of bells, so they could be heard approaching from a distance. With this advance warning, a fresh relay horse could be ready as soon as they arrived.
Remounting like this allows us to travel several relays each day.
With a constant stream of riders, official messages could be carried quickly to and from all corners of the empire. In China alone, the Yam had over 14,000 relay depots, and over 50,000 horses. In some areas, the relay stations were much closer together. Here, the system also used fast runners. However, it was the hard-riding couriers that made the Yam such a rapid communications web. And to ensure it ran smoothly, riders carried a medallion, the paisa. Paisas acted as passports and gave the owner authority to demand goods and services from the Yam stations and the local population. The Yam messengers were the lifeblood that flowed through the great Mongol Empire.
Sweet. All right. We'll do 2 or 3 French ones, and then we'll call it a stream.
Before the invention of printing in the 15th century, books were painstakingly copied by hand. The finest were illuminated with brilliant colors and real gold. Illuminated text wasn't just for show. Gilded illustrations decorated important passages to highlight their significance.
Gold was used in many medieval manuscripts from early days because it was very expensive and it indicated that the manuscript itself was valuable. The light would reflect from candles or from the sunlight, and so it looked as though the book itself was illuminated. In medieval manuscripts, it looks as though this is solid gold. In fact, it's not. The gold itself is tissue thin.
The solid appearance is achieved by laying the gold on a cushion of plaster mixed with glue, called gesso.
By raising the gold from the surface of the skin, that means that it catches the light even more.
The glue in the gesso is softened by breathing on it.
We then have 3 seconds to get the gold on, and I'm using a burnisher, which is a polished stone, just to make sure that the gold sticks. Then the burnisher is used to polish the gold up. See, it's coming up now. So it's coming nice and shiny.
Next, the miniature is painted.
The base colour will be done first, then the tints and the shades will be added, and finally, the white highlights and the outline, which lifts it and brings the whole thing to life.
The medieval paint box contained pigments from across the world, such as ultramarine from Afghanistan and orpiment gathered from volcanic craters.
It often took a long time to complete these medieval miniatures. This one between a month and 6 weeks, from start to finish.
6 weeks sounds pretty fast still, with how intricate that looks.
An entire book could take a team of illuminators several years to complete. Many medieval manuscripts still survive today, fully preserved, with their colors just as vivid as the day they were illustrated.
Then, let's see. I don't know if we should do medieval, surgery.
A medieval army on the march was a city on the move. No expense was spared to keep knights and nobles in the lap of luxury.
Knights lived in luxurious tents called pavilions, which had all of their furnishings.
These are
proper chairs
honestly
and tables and tableware.
fascinating. They're really good.
Fine linens,
I'm
even
glad you're
wall
digging them.
hangings.
All this furniture had to be transported, and that's on top of what was needed for combat. Weapons and armor needed an army of artisans to maintain them.
The armorer's job on campaign was one of maintenance, constantly repairing, knocking out dents, simply changing straps.
I'm not here for the shredded, I'm here to
or
learn.
replacing rivets that are broken. If you think of the knight as a race car driver, the armor is his chief mechanic. Without him, he would not be able to function.
No, I
also following
I really
an army
think
was
they
a band
did
of
an amazing job.
opportunistic
I'm
civilians,
gonna
the camp followers.
see if I can find like
All
someone just
vying to
compiling
sell
all
their
the
services and goods to the
separate
soldiers.
videos, Kate, and I'll send those your way. Maybe I'll
When
have
on
a
the
way
march,
to
most
so
of
you
the
can
thousands of
find your
soldiers were
castle
mounted.
builder job.
Each knight would have at least 6 horses, all needing grooms, farriers, and fodder.
The royal household brought with them their clerks, their priests, essential for men who
See if
feared they
got
might
Nicholas
die in
Nukes yet? No,
battle.
I'm off to bed. Later.
And of course, their cooks.
The common soldier subsisted mainly on bread and a thick soup called pottage. It was an altogether different story for the knights.
A knight on campaign would expect the best food. So we have game, we have fine meats, we have fruit when it's in season, always cooked, because food is tied in with health as well. That's very important. And I'm just finishing off a dish here of spiced meatballs with a red wine and pine nut sauce.
French and English armies could be on campaign for months on end, maneuvering and skirmishing until they took to the field for a decisive battle.
All right, Kate. One more video before we call it. I'm gonna let you pick. It's either chivalry, plate armor, the war horse, or arrow making. Actually, I guess there's the 3. There's horse archers, forts and kremlins, and swords and saber as well. I'm going to wait for that 10-second delay to see what the choice is. But so the more I play of Age of Empires 4, the more I enjoy it, and I think honestly this may be my like game of the year. It's like super stacked. Like I really liked Forza Horizon 5. I really liked Resident Evil 8. I really enjoyed Psychonauts 2, which I still need to stream. But this game is just something about it. So good. All right, arrow making.
Longbows were powerful weapons, but keeping archers supplied with ammunition was a major undertaking.
This is a modern arrow. Small and lightweight. Pretty much what everyone shoots these days. Compared to this, medieval war arrow. Look at the size of this thing. It's a beast.
That's just a javelin.
A medieval army might need more than 1 million war arrows on campaign, and each one had to be made by hand. It was a labor-intensive business, and the person who did it was called a fletcher. First, a log is split into square staves. Then the fletcher uses a plane to start roughing out the shape.
Ugh, how do I get it round?
Not only have you got to make it round, you've got to make it bobtailed. Look at that.
Bobtailed?
You see that's coming down thinner down that end? There's a natural taper coming down there to that end.
A plane with a curved blade is used to create the taper. This makes the arrow aerodynamic.
This is an incredibly painstaking process for one arrow.
Most of them are just for one shot as well.
Next, a slot is cut to receive a piece of horn. The horn reinforces the nock. That's the notch that fits the arrow to the bowstring. Without the horn insert, the power of a heavy warbow could split and shatter an arrow.
Oh no.
Once the horn is in place, the nock is sawn and shaped. Then the fletcher has to attach the feathers to the shaft.
Jello's gone.
Now what you've got to do is you've got to get rid of the stiffness of the quill. You're going to work it down so it's nice and thin.
So So this is dogfish skin?
Yeah, medieval sandpaper.
The feathers are glued in place and then secured with thread.
I can't even imagine
The final process
having
is to
to make a
arm the arrow
million of
with
those
its
things for
arrowhead.
a campaign.
The person who makes these is called an arrowsmith.
Hector
From a
Cole,
blank piece of
Aerosmith.
iron,
That's
he
a title.
starts with the part that fits over the arrow shaft. First he makes the bar flat, then uses a special former to create a socket. The final stage is to hammer out the shape of the head. Arrow stocks had to be prepared far in advance of a campaign. It was impossible to make them in sufficient numbers overnight. A medieval war arrow like this could only be shot from a big, exceptionally powerful bow. And it packed a mighty punch.
Jello's gone again. All right, I lied. One more. Warhorse. And then we're calling it.
A war horse was no ordinary horse. In battle, it was a knight's comrade in arms. By nature, horses are prey animals, but the war horse had to become a predator. They had to be aggressive and fearless, to charge enemy lines and to trample anyone in their way. To achieve this, they were specially bred and highly trained
That was your
to
second
fight,
choice? Nice.
to lash out with their hooves on command.
It worked out.
This meant war horses were expensive and so conveyed high status.
War horses were incredibly strong and powerful, but they were also vulnerable.
Chandler.
This is a really big target, and it's much easier to shoot a horse than it is to hit its rider. So just as men wore armor, horses wore armor too.
A knight didn't ride his war horse on the road to battle. It was far too valuable. Instead, they were led by the knight's groom. A knight would take multiple war horses on campaign, as he would need to change to a fresh horse several times during battle. Once geared up, the knight, his horse, and his weapons became a highly effective system.
The heavy cavalry lance had a small ring called a graper, and this locks into my arm, forming a hard linkage, so that the lance can't shoot backwards on impact.
The war saddle was also crucial. With its high back, it locked the rider to the horse.
This means with the graper and the saddle, horse, man, and weapon are all locked together to create one giant horse-powered projectile.
The main purpose of heavy cavalry was to charge straight into the enemy and smash through their lines. The impact charge crashed into an enemy with terrifying force. It required horses with exceptional courage and power.
So, that is Age of Empires 4. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I don't think it will be the last time we watch Age of Empires 4. Or play, but also watch. So, thank you for tuning in, and we will catch you next time. All right. Take care.